It's Saturday, the 30th of May, 2015. Good afternoon and welcome to KTN Weekend at 1. My name is Yvonne Okwara Matole. Let's start with matters revenue. Murang'a Senator Kembe Gitura and Kiharu MP Irungu Kangata have urged fellow MPs to support recommendations of the Joint Parliamentary Mediation Team to increase revenue allocation to counties by an extra 3.3 billion shillings. A section of the media has reported that members of the National Assembly are plotting to block the extra cash to counties next week Wednesday as the two houses flex their muscles on funding.
The mediation committee agreed on a figure. We had proposed 7.7 billion, that we were able to agree on 3.3 billion, which is essentially going to the level 5 hospitals. And as you know, these level 5 hospitals are in counties, they're in constituencies that both the senators and members of the National Assembly serve, and basically they are to help our people to have issues of health closer to them.
Next week we are going to reconvene on Wednesday and we are going to approve it. Already there is a mediation report committee. Once come to the National Assembly, I urge members of Parliament to support it, particularly because where the money has been taken to the health sector, we all know our hospitals are underfunded.
A man early today succumbed to injuries he had sustained after he was attacked by an elephant last evening. The deceased, Clifford Gishunge, was walking back home from Ruiri Market on the Ruiri-Meru highway before the attack. The victim's wife, Harriet Makandi, says she rushed to the scene on receiving reports of the attack and took her injured husband to Meru Level 5 Hospital, where he was admitted. However, the family received the tragic news of his death this morning when they visited the hospital to check on him. Residents of Kithoka village in Imenti North sub-county of Meru have complained to the Kenya Wildlife Service over the marauding jumbos that are destroying crops and farms and killing residents.
Aligongewa kwa barabara akaanguka kwa kamtaro kengine kalikuwa hapo. Sasa niliongali zilikuja tukasimamisha moja, tukamweka ndani, tukamkibisha kwa polisi. Baada ya hapo tukampeleka hospitali. Wakati tulimpeleka hospitali aliandikiwa, akaadmitwa, akapigwa x-ray. Kuna mahali alikuwa amedunga mahali mingi sana kwa mwili. Asubuhi ya leo ndio niliamka mapema sana saa 12. Nasema tu acha nitengeneze chai kidogo na chakula ili nikimbie hospitali nione kama ako tu. Wakati nilifika hospitali niliangalia tu kwa mlango hivi, kuna kitanda alikuwa amelazwa hapo, kuangalia tu nikaona hakuna mtu.
The world-famous Masai Mara Game Reserve has received a clean bill of health from the British High Commissioner Christian Turner as a safe destination for British tourists to visit. This comes as the county prepares for the annual wildebeest migration spectacle that takes place between the months of July and October. More than 500,000 tourists from all over the world are expected to witness the spectacle that has gained Kenya the fame of hosting the 8th wonder of the world. The envoy reiterated that travel advisories imposed against Kenya by Western countries was not a blanket warning over the entire country, but rather an advice to their citizens planning on visiting certain areas. He said his government is ready to assist in funding solutions that will in turn help reduce the issuance of the travel advisories.
My government is determined, and the Foreign Secretary, Philip Hammond, said this when he met His Excellency the President in March, that we must work together against this shared threat. Britain gives an enormous amount of security assistance to Kenya and will carry on doing that to tackle this threat, to reduce the scourge of terrorism and eliminate it on Kenyan soil so that we can see those travel advisories lifted and see people coming back to savor the delights that Kenya has to offer.
We all know the importance of tourism in this country. We know that Mombasa have completely collapsed because of security issues, and very soon we'll be having more meetings. Actually, we will actually want to call all the Western diplomats in a session with the Council of Governors, and thereafter with the President himself and other stakeholders, so that we really go to the bottom of it and do what is supposed to be done.
Right now, if you're active on social media and Twitter specifically, you will remember that hashtag Nakumatt on trial, where Kenyans on Twitter took to social media sites to vent out their frustrations over alleged price hiking of commodities by Nakumatt Holdings in some of their stores. The Nakumatt management came out to clarify how their pricing is done and what might have happened. KTN's Timothy Otieno has the story.
Social media was a buzz of activity with anger comments lashed out at Nakumatt Holdings. They had been accused of price manipulation. But it is comments such as those made by the Consumer Federation of Kenya that may have perhaps broken the silence by Nakumatt's management over the issue. The Federation, through its Twitter handle, wrote, "The evidence is overwhelming. Refusal by Nakumatt to respond to the variance of shelf prices is incriminating." They pledged to investigate the prices of commodity at the holdings further. But Nakumatt management says they have nothing to hide.
We welcome them to come and check, and then they can also satisfy to the public that our prices are correct.
The store insists price changes occur regularly and the information is often relayed to the branch managers first, then price tags are issued out. They admit that perhaps one of the price tag agents may have forgotten to change the price of a packet of milk that resulted in the Twitter outbursts.
Maybe it could have been a mistake of the shelf stocker, just to put the old label instead of the new label.
It's a pricing error that management here says was a one-time occurrence that will not happen again. Nonetheless, consumers have been left more alert of prices of goods at the shelf and to the till. An awareness that has left Kenya's biggest retailer in terms of revenue with no other option but an apology to its consumers.
So we did not overcharge. We only apologized because the shelf label was not corresponding with the price which was in the system, the correct price in the system.
Nakumatt Holdings has a total of 50 outlets and over 7,000 staff. And management says this issue should not affect its relationship with its customers. Timothy Otieno, KTN.
Indeed, a testament to the power of social media. If you are a corporate, you ignore KOT at your own risk. Let's cross over to Nigeria now, where General Muhammadu Buhari was sworn in as the new president of a nation under pressure from Boko Haram and a fuel crisis. Our special correspondent Alex Chamwada covered that inauguration.
This was the move at the Eagle Square in Abuja as the nation ushered in a new administration. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry's arrival was unexpected. His presence here was seen to be a statement of the U.S. government's confidence in the new administration and Nigeria's democracy. Kenya's Deputy President William Ruto represented President Uhuru Kenyatta. Nigeria, being the largest economy in Africa, is taken seriously by Kenya as a key strategic partner in economic diplomacy. One by one, African leaders arrived. Jacob Zuma of South Africa, Mohamud Sheikh Mohammed of Somalia, Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe, and Paul Kagame of Rwanda, among others. First to be sworn in was Vice President Yemi Osibanjo. He is a senior advocate of Nigeria a law professor and a pastor.
It's a new dawn.
The climax was the swearing-in of General Buhari as the 15th president of Nigeria, the first time an incumbent was handing over power to a victor from the opposition in Nigeria's history.
And that I will devote myself to the service and well-being of the people of Nigeria. So help me God.
Former President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, presents the flag. These are symbols of his office.
It was a peaceful and colorful ceremony, and the transition was smooth.
Nigerians have shown their commitment to democracy and are determined to entrench its culture. I intend to keep my oath and serve as president to all Nigerians. I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
He said he would not rest until the Boko Haram terror group was wiped out.
The most immediate is Boko Haram's insurgency. Progress has been made in recent weeks by our security forces. But victory cannot be achieved by building the command and control center in Abuja. The command center will be relocated to Maiduguri and remain until Boko Haram is completely subdued.
Army in the Congo, now the Democratic Republic of 1967, a campaign in which he...
So in President Buhari and the outgoing President Goodluck Jonathan was accorded respect as a statesman. Focus now shifts to the forthcoming elections on the continent. Burundi holds elections in June, Tanzania in October this year, Ghana 2016, Uganda 2016, Kenya 2017, Rwanda 2017, just to name a few. And from Abuja, I'm Alex Chamwada for KTN.
Thanks, Alex Chamada, for that, and reminding us of the next transitions in other countries in the region. Let's come back home now to Campbell County. Residents there are set to access better reproductive health services following the opening of a new state-of-the-art maternal unit. The new structure, built at the Thika Level 5 hospital at a cost of 700 million shillings, will have a bed capacity of 270. The old maternal unit only had 40 beds. Now, the new reproductive health center will have a prenatal, postnatal and labor theatre as well as a gynecologist ward. While commissioning the new unit at the hospital grounds, Kiambu Governor William Kabogo urged the County Assembly to pass appropriate laws on procurement to allow for easy purchase of more medical facilities to boost maternal health care in Kiambu.
Na sijui ni kaunti gani nyingine imeweka milioni 800 kwa kazi ya kuimarisha maisha, ili mtoto akija duniani hapa Kiambu atakuwa akija duniani kwa njia ya staili na starehe.
Welcome back. Let's get into the sports news now. Re-elected FIFA President Sepp Blatter has promised to clean the corruption-riddled association and hand it over as a new outfit when his 5th term expires in 4 years. And while Blatter savoured his controversial victory, Jordanians, whose Prince Ali was Blatter's only challenger, expressed their disappointment after Prince Ali withdrew from the race after the first round of voting.
You will ask me what age? It's not an age. The age is no problem. I always told you. You have people, they are 50, they look old.
But in Jordan, Jordanians who had hoped one of their own, Prince Ali, could end Blatter's iron grip on the world soccer, but were anchored by his decision to pull out after one round. Prince Ali, however, admitted it was difficult to unseat Blatter.
It's been a wonderful journey in terms of knowing you, working with you, seeing the challenges you have. And I want to thank in particular all of those of you who were brave enough to support me.
I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect. But we will do a good job together, I'm sure.
The president of the Dutch Football Federation, Michael van Praag, who stepped down in favor of Prince Ali, wondered why world delegates are resistant to change.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
The ball now is on Blatter to walk the talk and change the rot in FIFA, which has spread its tentacles to many associations in the world.
Football lovers will no doubt be watching the events in FIFA over the next 4 years and also those charges that have been laid against top FIFA officials. Let's stay with football matters, and on the local scene, the Kenya Premier League match between two former champions, Sofapaka and Ulinzi, is the highlight clash this weekend. The two sides won their matches last week and will be looking to build on that newfound energy. Underperforming Tusker takes on Sonny Sugar at Kasarani Stadium with the aim of getting back to its winning ways after a poor run of matches.
Goal tally, but I think
a total of 5 matches have been lined up to spice up the weekend as the Kenya Premier League enters week 14. Back-to-back losses for 2011 KPL champions Tusker FC have left the Brewers with a mountain to climb as they take on Sonny Sugar at the Kasarani Stadium on Saturday. Under fire, coach Kimanzi will be hoping for his attack to fire as a win for Tusker, who currently lie 7th on the log with 19 points, will propel them to 5th, while a win for the Millers will see them move up 2 places.
Finally, Tusker find the net, the equalizer.
After sinking 2 goals past FC Leopards, Western Steamer will be seeking to reclaim 3rd spot on the log as they play Chemlil at Afra Stadium in Nakuru. Chemlil, on the other hand, have a challenge in their hands as they seek to move out of the lower third of the KPL log. KCB will host Muhoroni at Kasarani Stadium, while the battle to move out of the relegation zone pits City Stars against Nakuru All Stars at City Stadium. On Sunday, former champions of Apaka square off with Ulinzi at the Ruaraka grounds. With both teams tied at 24 points, a win for either team will see them go second, and a chance to reduce points difference with league leaders Gor Mahia.
Sofapaka through Morris Odipo.
On Monday, table toppers and defending champions Gor Mahia take on Thika United at Kasarani Stadium, with their concentration centered on extending their unbeaten run. FC Leopards will line up against Mathare United, while Ushuru host Bandari. Robinson Okenye, KTN Sports.
From football to rugby, it's a busy weekend for sports fans. All rugby roads this afternoon lead to the Rugby Football Union of East Africa this afternoon for the test match between Kenya and Portugal. The match kicks off at 4 p.m. The international friendly is meant to test Kenya's preparedness for the African Cup. Kenya will field 6 rookies who are handed their debut by Jerome Peters. The Simbas need to win the tie to improve Kenya's world ranking from the current 32nd. Portugal, on the other hand, will not be taking Kenya lightly as they aim to break into the top 20 teams in world rugby. Kenya is also using this match as a preparation for the Rugby Afrique Division 1A match against Zimbabwe on the 13th of June. Kenya will then host Tunisia in their second encounter of Division 1A on June the 28th in Nairobi before taking on Spain in July in their second test match. All right, that's it for KTN Weekend at 1, but I want to remind you to put this in your diaries. Tonight, we will be unveiling the next KTN presenters. We'll be welcoming them home, as we like to say. If you didn't vote, sorry, Polesana, the voting has now closed, but you can tune in to see who between Michelle Ngele, Richard Onyango, Jamal Gaddafi and Abdullah Ahmed will take over and join this great stable of KTN news anchors and presenters. The hashtag we're using all day today on Twitter is the Presenter Grand Finale. Do join us for the live show tonight from 7:30 all the way up until 9. We will then officially welcome them on KTN Weekend Prime tonight with myself and John Alan Namu. Do stay tuned for all of that. But right after this break, we have Africa Speaks with Joy Doreen Bira. Have a good afternoon. My name is Yvonne Okwara Matole.